All right, what's up? What's up, people? You're here with Sean Brooks, the realtor, Mr. Real Estate, aka the real estate guy. What I want to talk to you about tonight is the housing market and how there's a zillion and one videos out here related to the housing market is going to crash. All right. All right. Let me jump in and dive and give you guys the truth. All right. So a lot of these videos, a lot of the topics that's getting out there, we can't wait for it to crash. We can't wait for it to crash, right? So a lot of people thinking if it crashes, then I can get in and get something cheap. All right. I wish that was the case. I would be happy to buy something cheap. Just grab a little liquid for the palate. All right, here's the truth. All right, I've been a realtor for well over 8 years now. 17 or 18 total. I've been in real estate. So what I want to do is first I'm going to paint a picture for you to understand how the market crashed previously. All right, this is where I'm a computer guy overall by trade. That's what I did before I went full-time in real estate. So data is my thing. But back in the 2000s, all throughout the 2000s, starting in about, I think around like 2003, the stock market got wind of people being able to buy houses. It was a boom market, and they figured a way to capitalize off of it. What they came up with was a mortgage type that a lot of investors that were savvy knew how to use, me being one of them. So a lot of people, 45% of the mortgages were ARM loans, which ARM stands for adjustable rate mortgage. That means that the mortgage was going to adjust on a particular date and the rate was going to go up way more than what you're paying. So the way those mortgages were set up was you were paying interest. So for some people in the area that I'm in is in Delaware, Middletown became a popular area. Middletown used to be nothing but farms. The people that grew up there wanted to get on the other side of the bridge, as they say, north. It wasn't nothing to do. The town was just little. And this was back in the 90s. The town was just nothing. It was nothing there. Farms. I think they had one or two fast food restaurants from memory. It wasn't no Walmart. It wasn't a Lowe's. It wasn't anything that's there currently was pretty much not there. I think they probably had a Dairy Queen, maybe. I don't know. So they came up with a way to get an influx of all these people. Back then, the area, and I'll explain this a little bit later if you don't know what I'm talking about in another video. I'll explain that back then it used to be able to use 100% financing product that was considered rural areas. So anywhere where it was like farms and it wasn't a lot of people, you could use 100% USDA loan. Yes, like USDA, like, you know, the government USDA. So that loan type was 100%. So they were selling you 100% financing. Your credit score was high, but they were giving you an ARM loan product. A lot of people didn't know what they were. A lot of people didn't understand what they were signing. They just signed. A lot of the deals that was going on didn't have the right realtor, or sometimes it didn't have any realtor. You have to have a realtor that's honest, truthful, don't want to see you get in trouble. I'm particularly that person. So all the houses that I've sold, nobody has defaulted on their loan, which is a great record because it's been quite a few. And I try to educate and teach to prevent that. So on the screen, I have here YouTube. YouTube, these videos are all over the place. As you can see, home crash 2022, highest views 620,855. Average views, average subscriber added 7 days ago, 8 to 20, right? Age, a month. So top creator is this company right here. And that happens to be, let's see where my man is at. There you go. He's always creating videos on, it's gonna crash, but this is what he's doing. He has a consulting company. So he benefits from making those videos, all kinds of ways. All right. So don't believe this hype. This is all for you to click it. This is all for you to view it. This is all designed for I don't know what. But let me show you some real data about the housing market, and I'll explain why what happened before is not going to happen again. All right, so let me change what's on the screen. All right, so I'm a licensed realtor. I know realtors all over the country. This climate that I'm gonna talk about is happening all over the place. So unlike before, the homeowners have the right mortgage, a 30-year fixed, number one. They don't have the ARM for the most part. It's like maybe a small percentage, 1% or 10%. I can't remember the actual numbers, but it's very small compared to all the mortgages that's out there. And it's a shortage of houses that's available for people to buy. All right. Now, last time, the government bailed out the banks. They didn't bail out the people. So the people got hurt. So houses were taken from, excuse me 1 second. They were taken from the owners because the owners were being foreclosed on. So they couldn't afford the house anymore. So they got taken back. A lot of those properties got absorbed by hedge funds and big investors that had money. And they turned those properties into rentals for the most part. The difference, and with that, it caused a slight little headache for the rest of the homeowners, caused values to go down slightly. Our government, they learned from that experience. They surveyed us realtors and we suggested to do something else versus taking the people's houses. And now they actually did that in this pandemic. So the word forbearance has always been around. Most consumers never heard of it, and the banks didn't want you to be aware of that. But if you got in trouble through the pandemic, you're allowed to put the portion that you missed on the back end. That's great. That's a great solution to it. So you have a lot of people losing less houses. Now, in this go around, the foreclosures that's going to happen is the foreclosures that were already in existence before the pandemic. Now, it's not as many as it was before. So the same climate is not going to happen. The government is not going to allow for people to lose value. It's the number one product in the country. All right. So on my screen, if you look at this article, it says housing market update. Half of homes are now selling above list price. I want you to take a real close look at the date. The date that this article was written was May 21st, 2021. All right. Nothing has changed. Actually, the situation has gotten worse. All right. Now, how did we get here? The builders. Let me see if I can find an article. We'll see if we can find it. But builders, they build a certain amount of houses, and over the last 10 years, they did not build that many. Okay. What the heck? All right. get used to this computer. Let's see. I apologize. They didn't buy that many. So because they didn't buy that many, didn't build that many, we have a shortage. All right, let's see. Okay. Back to the screen that I have. All right, let's see if we can find it. All right, home builders are constructing fewer homes. All right, that was 2021 on purpose, right? So they're saying they're doing this on purpose, right? And it may not be on purpose, but the less that they build, the more their product will go up. All right. Pending sales on existing home deals under contract that haven't closed were down by 2% back then. All right. Yeah. Let's see. Here we go. CNBC. This tells you right here. This article was written September 15, 2021. All right. So some 12.3 million American households were formed from 2012 to 2021, but just 7 million new homes, single homes were built during that same time. So you see right there, that's the shortage. Single home construction is running at the slowest pace since 1995. All right. Third quarter and full year guidance for home closing, citing supply chain disruption. All right. So that supply chain disruption is real, people. It's really happening. It's causing some of the construction that's being built, prices to rise, and it's also delaying delivery. All right. So this is some of the problems that's happening. And I'm going to show you another huge event. All right. Similar to the baby boom generation, the millennial generation is bigger than the baby boom generation. It's some data that says that the average age of a millennial buying is 33 years old. And for the foreseeable future, a person turns 33 is getting bigger and bigger every single day. So tomorrow somebody turns 30, a lot of people turn 33. The next day, Thursday, is more people turning 33. And it's going to get bigger and bigger. Now, the other thing that's crazy and huge is that the millennials are well paid. They have great salaries. So they can afford a house. This is going to be the climate for probably the next 5 to 10 years. I had a discussion with somebody that has a lot of insight as a lender, very versed in what's happening, and we was discussing this particular topic today. So, basic business principles: supply, demand. Supply and demand, right? So the supply is low. I'll show you how low. Let's look in Delaware. Let's look in the state that I operate in the most. PA is going to be next because I'm originally from PA. So I know pretty much Chester, Montgomery County, Philadelphia, Bucks County. All right, so let's look at this here, right? I'm going to show you something. And we're going to look for all active homes. Coming soon is houses coming on the market, and then active houses. All right, so So let's look. We're in Newcastle County. We're going to do Kent and we're going to do Sussex. We're going to do the whole entire state of Delaware. I don't know why this is 3 different counties, but this is the way we got it set up, right? All right, I'm not even going to put price. I'm going to take this off right here, right? Because it says detached. We're going to put detached, single, twin. We're going to even put a penthouse. I mean, condo. Now, look at down here. This is all the houses that's on the market for the state. 723. That has been the lowest I've ever seen it ever. And one county alone, it could be 2,000, 3,000 homes. We're not even close to that in all 3 counties, right? Inventory levels are low. They're extremely low. And this is all over the country. So there go our problem. Every time is one house that comes on the market, one house comes on the market, and let me give you the climate. See if we can see it. This is how I track what's going on my listings, and a lot of realtors do this too. They'll track it. So let me show you something. All right, I put this home on the market, 235,000, 47 showings. And it tells you like how many appointments. It breaks down every single thing that we need to know, right? Now I'm sending this out to my seller, sending back feedback. It's just all here. All right. And I'm going to look at, I'll review these later when I get off this video. All right. So that's unprecedented over the last few years. I mean, that's incredible that within a 2-day period, almost 50 showings. People still have some time to show it. So these showings can garner, I don't know, we at 47, it might get to 60, might get a little bit higher than that because everyone is looking for a house. This is the most difficult position to be in when you're a realtor because a lot of people will lose, include myself, which is kind of, I needed therapy when this first started happening because I was not getting rejected before, and all of a sudden I started to get rejected. All right. So what I want you guys to understand is if you hear on the excuse me, if you hear on the news, they say this is not a good time to buy a house, I'll explain why it is a good time to buy. It's unfortunate. It's a difficult time to buy. I will say that. But if the prices are going to continue to go up, interest rates start to rise a little bit. Let's see if we can see interest rates. Let me just put home interest rates. I just want to see what comes up here today. I'd like to see what it says. All right. Well, that's about close to where it's at right now. Yeah. And that's saying with a 700 credit score. Let's see if we lower that. Notice that when the credit score changes, that rate changes. So this is why I teach people it's always great to get a 700 because look at what happens. It goes down. All right. So better credit scores. Now, if you don't have a great credit score, that's fine too. Let's see something. 3%. Yeah, so 3% down. Let me see, 5%. 5% is better. So you still want to buy because the cost of the rentals are going up. And if you read this article here, housing market update, that was just in 2021 of May. So this is little, maybe a lot worse than where we're at in May. But half of the homes are now selling above list price. When I say half of the homes, some of these homes aren't that great looking. Some of them need work. And what's happening is people are waiving the home inspection. It's dangerous to do that, but this is where we're at right now. If you wait and the interest rates go up to like 6%, it's not the end of the world. I mean, I started at 6% when I first bought, and it wasn't that bad. But those rates at 2.5 and 2.7 and 3, they will never happen again. Never in the history of mortgages will that happen again. They were subsidized by the government to help, and the help is gone now. I don't think that you're going to get probably below 4. I just don't think so. So if you're considering buying, buy now. Appreciate the value going up later, and then learn more about mortgages. All right, but if you guys have any questions, anything, you can write down at the bottom of the actual video in the comment section and ask your question, and I'll answer. All right. But when you want to learn about real estate, always come to the professionals, the ones that do this every single day, full time. I'm a student of this business. I love this business because it's rewarding that you can help people with the most valuable thing that they're going to buy in their life. It's always a great feeling when you help somebody sell or buy something that's so precious. All right. So if you guys need me, if you want to talk to me, I'll put my information down below and you can reach out, set an appointment, and I'll be delighted to have a conversation. All right. So you guys take care. I'm going to stop sharing and then I'm going to exit the video.